Cantu. All right, fans, here we go. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold trunks with black trim. She hails from St. George, Utah. Weighing in at 147 pounds, her record stands at 2 wins, 1 loss, with both of her wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing Summertime DeLeon. And her opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the blue corner in this 4-round attraction, wearing black trunks with red trim, hailing from Gardner, Massachusetts. She weighed in at 151 pounds with a record of 3 wins, 3 losses. She has 2 wins. Coming by way of knockout, introducing Dawn Devastator George. Once again, a referee in charge, Jerry Cantu. Now to give instructions, reminding you 4 2-minute rounds of boxing scheduled.
Both fighters taking a little extra time to get their wardrobes off as they head to the center of the ring with Mr. Cantu.
Touch him up. Good luck.
Well, they're ready to go for 4 2-minute rounds. At least that's the way they're set now. As you take a look at Dawn George, again out of Massachusetts, long way across the country. While coming from St. George, Utah, her opponent tonight, Summertime DeLeon. And here we go for round number 1. Oh, big punches that time by DeLeon in the solid black with a gold trim. George keeping right on top of her, though. The big punches are firing in round 1.
Summer DeLeon, you know, she drives 108 miles every day, 6 days a week to work out. So she's serious about this.
Beautiful community of St. George in Utah, right near Bryson Canyon. One of the magnificent spots in this world. Good combination again by Miss DeLeon. Dawn George, Carlos, came out with a flurry that time, maybe settling down into her fight plan now.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's just running into some really good shots from DeLeon. You know, and she looks like she's very well schooled, and she should be, because she has a former great world champion in her corner working with her in Livingston Bramble.
Who still, by the way, can draw a crowd, I might add, at all the weigh-ins and other things going on around.
And look at Summer DeLeon. Look at her head. She moves her head real well, just setting up, and then tremendous power. This is an ex-bodybuilder.
Got a great set of legs under her to really propel that power right in on top of George. Good straight left hand that time by DeLeon. George tried to come back with a left hand of her own, but she missed because it was such a devastating left hand the other way. Right hand, another right hand again by DeLeon. Closing seconds of round 1. They fight 2 minutes. DeLeon again powering as Miss George tries to get in on top of her. Well, she does have some good skills, doesn't she?
Very good skills and great hand speed, which I'm surprised that she's got really good hand speed, way quicker than George here. And you can see it.
I say the crowd was enjoying the ladies fighting. I think I did that, didn't I?
Well, you know, it's funny. Yesterday, you know, Wednesday she came on my radio show, and she talked about she's going to knock her out. And it was a very masculine, you know, almost a macho type of thing, the way she was talking. And then finally yesterday at the weigh-in, she waited for Dawn George to come in. I'm talking about Summer DeLeon. Waited for Dawn George to come in, and next thing you know, they start talking about their outfits. Who's going to wear what color?
Here they are. Well, they just came out winging. George did, but she ran into a nice right hand, nice jab. It's a great right hand left hook by DeLeon. Very well schooled, very well taught. This is technically very correct. Here we go.
A little later
right
around
hand, left
here.
hook, right jab, very good. Very technically sound. This girl moves well. And that's what's happening in the women's game now. You know, in the beginning, they were just out there just throwing punches. Now they're beginning to really get some serious training, and they look like they know what they're doing now.
Billy Clyde coming out of the corner of Dawn George as she greets Summer DeLeon in the center of the ring. By the way, Benny, let's give a little plug for that website they can hear the radio show,
can you imagine that? A female boxer with her own webpage, and it's www.summertimeboxer.com. All one word, summertimeboxer.com.
How about that radio show? They can get your radio show on the net, too, Kevin.
Yeah. So she was awesome in that. She's a very, very well-spoken girl and someone that's very serious. She's got a 2-year-old son, and she's only 22 years old, which is very young for a female boxer.
But again, worked herself into the boxing ring through the bodybuilding. Dawn George again with a red top continues to power it on top of her. She's staying right close, but in harm's way from Miss DeLeon. Missed left hook that time by Summer. Gotta appreciate the heart, certainly a Dawn George. She's a gamer. DeLeon again throwing a right hand, followed by a cupping left hook that time.
I think what George has to do is she's going to have to smother DeLeon and take away that power, because she's run into her right now. She's got to stay inside, work the body, come upstairs, and stay close the whole time.
She apologized to Mr. Cantu. The referee said, my fault, didn't mean to push her. Sorry about that.
But see how strong she is? I mean, she is one strong girl. And the amazing thing is her footwork. She's got great, very, very light on her feet. Pops that punch, and then boom, she's set again to throw another one.
Well, that strength has got to come from the bodybuilding, from lifting weights all the time.
Throws the overhand right, comes right back with a straight left hand right up. Oh, there's a big right hand. Oh. Closing seconds of the round. Oh, another good left hand. Well, they finished with another flurry after two, and the crowd again appreciating, and Miss DeLeon does a little dance. She goes to the, got a little showbiz in her, too.
You know, Livingston taught her that. Livingston Bramble taught her that. Remember Livingston with his snakes and his dog?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, wait a minute. You think he's still got those?
No, he's...
Okay. He's in the room down from me. I just want to know.
Yeah, it's a nice jab from DeLeon. See how well schooled she is. She backs up, right hand, times it perfectly, left hook inside. Doesn't get rattled when she gets jumped on. She just stays ready, and here we go. What's very impressive about that is she initiates both of these attacks with a left hook, and that's a very hard thing to do. You got to have exceptionally good hand speed to be able to start with a left hook, because you can get countered very easy when you do that.
And the other thing, Carlos, she doesn't leave that hand out there. It's right back, cocked right back, and ready to throw another one.
Dawn George circling now to her left. We're back to you on the red. Summer DeLeon on the black with a goal. And in command of the fight so far, but a game. Dawn George here in the round 3. They're set for 4. They fight 2 minutes of each round. Whoa! That time, Dawn got a punch in, but answered quickly on a counter punch by DeLeon. Well, she got a nice snapping left jab.
And she had a good career as an amateur. She fought 22 fights as an amateur, so she's got some experience from that. And knockouts after knockouts.
Whoa! Fights that right hook. Goes inside of the body. George trying to tie her up. Fellas, one quick comment on women's boxing. Do they have to go to 3 minutes to get some notoriety, or is the 2-minute rounds here to stay for the ladies?
I think they're here to stay for the ladies. It's just something that, for safety reasons, that they feel that 2 rounds is the max. But you know, in their training, they all spar 3-minute rounds. So I don't know why they feel that 2 minutes is the best for them, but I think it'll stay.
Well, I saw a great fight last December between Christy Martin and Sumayak Anani, and that one went the full 10 rounds. It was an awesome fight. So Anani winning that one.
Christy Martin, of course, once ranked #1 as the so-called world champion in what was going on at that time. Now they, of course, are trying to establish even more the ranking system for the ladies. And I tell you one thing, Summer DeLeon would have to be somewhere in those rankings down the road somewhere, you got to figure. Big right hand on Dawn George. She's spotted another opening, but Dawn stays with her. And she will finish apparently round #3. Oh, walked right into a big left hand that time, but a kind of a semi-left jab of Dawn George kept her off from doing any more damage in on top of her. And Dawn is staggering one way while Miss DeLeon is dancing to her chair again.
Well, that last punch, that thing was so hard, Carlos felt it.
He did. He kind of backed up, didn't he?
I did. That's a great left hook. She just throws a great left hook that initiates her combinations, and it's a difficult thing to do. I'm impressed.
I've always had a motto, though. I would never date a girl that could out arm wrestle me. I've always had that motto.
Well, this is worse than arm wrestling. This girl's got a right hand that's an anesthesia punch.
Well, that's a great jab. She's got very good snapping left hand with some power behind it. Every time she lands it, it stops George dead on her tracks.
Look at the way she flicks that wrist on that jab.
Whoa, see that? That's a great counter. Dawn threw a right hand. She leaned backwards from it a little bit and came right back with her right hand. That's very good stuff from DeLeon.
Well, both the ladies are off their stools. They touch the gloves, and here we go with the final round. This is the fourth. 2 more minutes of battling here. Summer DeLeon in the black and gold goes right to work on Dawn George.
And Summer DeLeon has this fight won. Now Dawn George is going to have to come up with a knockout to win this.
Well, the crowd is, I think, sufficiently warmed up after a good co-feature. Now the ladies for our Mexican super bantamweight title fight that's still ahead here on our Fights from Southern California. Credit to Dawn George. She's taken a lot of punishment. One thing she does, though, Carlos, she really snaps those gloves up to at least protect herself a bit from the outside punches.
I think that's why she's still standing. She's got her hands up high, right by her side of her face, and protecting herself from those great shots. She has taken some really good punches, though, and I'm surprised that she's been able to take them. She's got to be very strong.
This is another one of those fights, as we said in our co-feature fight, how long would it go? Nobody really had a take on it. They felt that Miss DeLeon would probably have the upper hand, but they didn't know much about Dawn George. I think they do a little bit more. She's got a great heart.
And she's got a great chin, because she's obviously taking some big shots from Summer DeLeon.
Well, she just unloaded that right hand over the top.
She took that one by third base, I think, somewhere along the way. Summer, I think, would really like to finish. Oh, look at that straight right hand. She'd really like to finish this thing.
Now, that was a beautiful straight right hand. See, that's where the power is. When you throw that looping right hand the way she did the other time, you take away the power because you're almost telegraphing it. But that second one was straight right from the shoulder, like an arrow coming out.
She's also setting down very nicely early in the fight. Very much up on her toes. Now she's got all of the full foot down and really trying to land some big punches on Dawn George, but it looks like it'll go the distance.
Whoa,
she loads off at the end of the fight, and there it is. And the crowd's got to appreciate that one. Well, Dawn George came in with a real slugger tonight, but she's able to stay the full 4 rounds. Actually got a couple of good solid punches in her own, and as you pointed out, Benny, she took a lot of punishment tonight to still be standing here after 4.
And Summer DeLeon, again, you talked about, does she want to do this seriously? And I think the fact that she drives 108 miles every single day for those 6 days a week.
Are you wondering?
Yes, that's prime proof. There he is. Livingston's still fighting. He had a fight in Detroit 2 months ago, and he's right at his fighting weight.
Hey, he looks great. So, yeah, DeLeon is very serious about this. We drive, like you said, and you can see by her technique and her style. I think she's learning. She's got a little bit to go. She had a great amateur experience, and that's good.
And of course, again, one more time, her webpage, which is kind of unusual. Here you got a female boxer with their own webpage. It's www.summertimeboxer.com.
Action for the 4th round.
There's that right hand that came from way out in left field. Landed on the back of Dawn's head. Right hand, left hook. Went to the body with the right hand. It was good. Another jab on the way out.
Well, the 2 ladies are waiting to see how the cards are going to go. And the man that's got those cards and the results, Jimmy Lennon Jr. Jimmy?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing here at the Pachanga Entertainment Center, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. All 3 judges score them out exactly the same, 40-36 in favor of the winner, Summertime DeLeon.
Well, not an expected outcome for this one tonight, but certainly a happy one as, again, that's Billy Clyde coming over again, and Livingston Bramble shaking hands. Thank you, Summer. Quite an impressive performance here tonight by the young lady.
Well, her son, Diamond, 2 years old. He's got to be very proud of got a tough mama.
That's a tough name to have, too, Diamond.
That's right.
And especially the way he spells it, D-Y-A-M-O-N-D.
Man's got to do some fighting along the way himself, I think.
Absolutely.
Well, we've seen the ladies, which, by the way, will be an integral part of the cards here. Pachanga Entertainment Center, they're going to have a world title fight in each of their cards. They'll have the ladies on the cards, and as you well know, a lot of great fighting from all around Southern California. And again, there's 10 more of those scheduled here in Temecula, California. But again, we've seen the ladies put on quite a show. Fellas, we got the main event coming up, and again, the ladies have warmed up the crowd, and main event will be for the Super Bantamweight title of Mexico, and there's